intro will just be the verse. Just give you a couple. Yeah, that starts with the beat and then back. Yeah, and then we'll go to the pre-chorus and then the chorus. Okay. I'll catch you. So we'll be good. I don't have my glasses on. I don't know what time it is. Okay. Should we start? Getting jazzy. All right. Okay. Good morning, everyone. Ooh, it's going to be a spicy, beautiful, juicy, wonderful, happy, energetic morning. So let's all, if you feel inclined, which I hope you do, get up and dance. Or just get up and clap. Or just wiggle your butt in your seat. I wake up early to the morning sun. I don't know how it does it every day. It rises up and then it falls again. Born only to die away. Look in the mirror and I see myself. I don't know how I do it every day. Standing on this big blue rock, not knowing what I'm doing here. Still believing there's a reason. Keep on keeping on my way. Each time I open my eyes, that's when I get to decide how I'm gonna show up and show out in this life. This is your part. You'll learn it. Here we go. Everybody get up. Oh, it's a beautiful day. That's it. Everybody get up. Oh, it's a beautiful day. Again. Everybody get up. Oh, it's a beautiful day. Because it is a beautiful day every day. Everybody get up. Oh, it's a beautiful day. Here we go. Look at the clock, it's running day and night. Got no control in those hands. A little soldier just marching through time. I'm so glad I am not a clock, I am alive, and I can choose to dance each time I open my eyes. That's when I get to decide how I'm gonna show up and show out in this life. Here's your cars coming up. Get up, oh get up, get up, get up, and be grateful. I'm up, I'm up, I'm up, and I'm thankful. Get up, get up, get up, and be grateful. I'm up, and I'm ready to play. Yeah, everybody get up. Yeah, sing it real quiet. Oh, it's a beautiful day. A little louder this time. Everybody get up. Oh, it's a beautiful day. A little louder. Everybody get up. Oh, it's a beautiful day. Like you mean it. Everybody get up. Oh, it's a beautiful day. Dance break. The subtle dancing happening, the subtle shaking of the hips. One last time. Everybody get up. Oh, it's a beautiful day. Thank you.
Yeah, we're up, Jesse. And it is a beautiful day because you're here.
Thanks, Rihanna.
Jesse is our musical guest artist, and you know already that you are in for a treat. I'll tell you a little bit more about her in a few minutes. But welcome, everybody. I'm Kimberly Hawkins, Spiritual Director here at Center for Spiritual Living / Unity of Medford. We're an inclusive, progressive spiritual community. We teach spiritual tools to both enliven and enrich our personal lives and help make a world that works for everybody. We welcome each one here and each one online joining us, no matter where you may happen to be on your own personal spiritual journey. If there's anyone here for the very first time, we always like to give you a little special love. Just clap. We won't follow you home. Anybody here for the first time today? Raise your hand. Welcome. All right, we have welcome packets, but I think the person who raised his hand was kind of a jokester. Jason is not new. Let's see, what else do I have to tell you this morning? Reverend Kim Bebo will be our practitioner on platform this morning, delivering our opening prayer and reading. Reverend Bonnie Anderson did a beautiful meditation and is holding high watch. She prays for the highest and best good for everyone here and everyone joining us online. I want to invite you, if you haven't already, to silence your cell phones, put them either on airplane mode or off so that we don't have any electric whatever vibrations interfering with people's psyches or the broadcast team. And I think that's it. Just relax and enjoy. I'm going to invite us all to take a collective deep breath as I turn it back over to Jesse Powers. By the way, most of what Jesse will be singing today is original music, and we are definitely blessed to have you here. Take it away, Jesse. Oh, after this song, you'll be tempted to clap, but please don't, because we're setting a silent space, and then we're going to go right into prayer.
Don't clap, my ego is big enough. No, just not. All right. Everybody, let's take one more deep breath together. It's a real simple song. It's just a lovely reminder that you are enough, so feel free to sing along. I am enough. I have enough. I do enough, and I am loved. Just like that, I am enough. I am enough. I have enough. I do enough. I do enough. And I am loved. Let's do it again. I am enough. I have enough. I do enough. And I am loved. 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 I am enough. I am enough. I have enough. I do enough. And I am loved. One more time, just us. I am enough. I have enough. I do enough. And I am loved.
And knowing that the God within is always there, always enough. And that God is all there is, all the presence, all the power, all the light that shines in and as and through each and every one of us. And as that light shines, as that love flows, we are all connected. That connection is the oneness of who we are, is the beauty and the joy of the songs we sing together, of the words that we listen to, and knowing that each and every one of us grows in love, in beauty and joy. That we are served because we are all in sacred service. And as those who have served in this congregation this morning, the tech team, the musicians, Jesse and Reverend Andy, and just knowing that the words that Reverend Kimberly will speak are words that touch each one of us in their own, in our each individual own way. I am so grateful for that. And I release it into the law, knowing that it is so. And so it is. Our reading this morning is from Doreen Virtue, from her book, Divine Guidance. The voice of your Creator has never left you, and in fact, can never leave you. The spark of divine life created when God first thought of you remains tucked away within you. This light is one with God, which means that you are one with God. Through the divine light, which is your true essence, you are privy to every thought that comes from God's mind. In truth, then, your mind is eternally connected to the divine wisdom of God's mind. And so it is.
There in the center of my soul, I can feel it all around me. Something holy and untold. But I hear it perfectly. Somehow in the deepness of now, I can see I was made in the image. I was made in the image of love. I was made in the image. I was made in the image of love. Here and now, I can see I was made beautifully. I was made in the image. I was made in the image of love. Beyond books and words and songs, at the gate of all my longing, leaving certainty behind. I take one step and you come running. It's clear. darkness of here, I can see I was made in the image. I was made in the image of love. I was made in the image. I was made in the image of love. Here and now I can see I was made beautifully. I was made in the image. I was made in the image of love. Love, love, flow like water. Love, love, move in me. Love, love, flow like water. Love, love, move in me. Oh, love, love, flow like water. Love, love, move in me. Oh, love, love, flow like water. Love, love, move in me. I was made in the image. I was made in the image of love. I was made in the image. I was made in the image of love. Here and now I can see I was made perfectly. I was made in the image. I was made in the image of love.
Oh, Jessie. I don't know how she manages to be soft and angelic and at the same time powerful. Oh, just beautiful. So let me tell you the story about how we were blessed with this one and how that happened. Jessie's on her way to the regeneration retreat at Camp Vernonia next weekend, which is a retreat for young adults in our movement. And a member of the music team, or
I am the music.
you are the music team. You are enough. More than enough. So she's staying with Reverend Linda Rapond, and Reverend Linda had the brilliant idea to invite her to be our guest artist. And so I might as well take this opportunity. We'll remind you in a moment that Jessie's staying and doing a house concert in Ashland at Reverend Linda's house from 2 to 4 this afternoon. And there are still, because the weather's good and we can have it outside, there's still maybe 8 or so tickets available. So after service, you can pick one up. So we don't have to say goodbye quite yet. Jessie is a conscious indie pop artist that hails from Ohio, and she calls herself a joy reminderer, which she is. And as you can imagine, she sings all over the country in both Unity churches and Centers for Spiritual Living, and we are very blessed to have you with us. Thank you, Jessie Powers. So, one of my all-time favorite scripture quotes that I've used in my personal spiritual practice for years, and you've probably heard me quote this before. Trust in the Lord your God with all your heart, and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways, acknowledge him, and he shall direct your paths. Sometimes it's translated, he shall make straight your paths, which I think means he'll guide you in the right direction, right? In New Thought, we would probably say more something like this: trust in the divine with all your heart, and don't rely on your own understanding. In all your ways, acknowledge Spirit, and it will direct your path. Such beautiful words of comfort and truth. My talk title this morning, as we continue our series on prosperity, diving into the divine flow, is F.R.O.G. F.R.O.G. It is an acronym some of you might know for Fully Rely on God. Yeah. And I think this really sums up our whole series on prosperity. When we talk about prosperity, abundance, we're not just talking about money. We are, but we're talking about good of all kind. nurturing, trusting, loving, harmonious relationships, vibrant health and wholeness, creativity and fulfillment, all good. But to say fully rely on God, what the heck? You know, we can't see God. Where is this power, this presence that we're encouraged to lean on and not trust our own understanding? In New Thought traditions, both Unity and Science of Mind, we teach and believe that Spirit, God, Source, Creator, whatever you want to call it, is both transcendent and immanent. And let me explain what that means. Transcendent meaning far greater than I or any of us, out into infinity present, all powerful, something we can't even quite fully comprehend. It is so awesome. But it's also immanent, not imminent like imminent danger, but I-M-M-A-N-E-N-T, not a word we use a lot in common language. It means indwelling. So God is both all around us and right here within us. Immanent comes from the same root as Emmanuel, God with us, God within us. And so trusting in this abundance means trusting that God is not only all-powerful, but represents infinite possibility, infinite guidance, infinite good of all kinds. And when we trust in that rather than our egoic fears of scarcity and lack and I'm afraid, all goes well because of the power of attraction. We know the law of attraction. What we focus on and believe in is what we draw to us. But there is no God out there in our belief system saying, I'm going to withhold my good from you unless you believe this or say this or do this. No. It is God's good pleasure to give us the kingdom, all the good. Sometimes it doesn't arrive in exactly the shape, the size, the timing that we'd like, yes, but the good is always waiting for us. So again, how do we trust in something we can't see? I think the answer, one answer, is a simple word that we call intuition. Our founder of Science of Mind, Ernest Holmes, had some thoughts about intuition. And so did Charles Fillmore of Unity. And they said pretty much the same thing. But Holmes said this: intuition is the ability to know without any process of reasoning. We know that we know that we know, in other words. The way God knows, the way Spirit knows. He also wrote in our Science of Mind textbook, intuition is God in man revealing to him the realities of being, with a capital R and a capital B. And just as instinct would guide the animal, so would intuition guide us if we would allow it to do so. Intuition remains in the background and waits for recognition. So one way I like to talk about this is the God channel, if you will, is always broadcasting. It's always speaking. But we have to tune in to that channel. And the only way to do that is to get still, to get quiet, to be willing to listen, to let go of our own monkey mind and our own ideas of the way things have to be, to surrender and get quiet. It's interesting. How many of you saw the eclipse this past weekend? Wasn't that amazing? I saw that ring of fire. We were fortunate. I hadn't bought any glasses. Vivian and I tried to make homemade devices to project the image, and they didn't work. Toilet paper roll with tin foil, and it didn't work. But our neighbors had extra glasses that they lent us, and that was just unbelievably beautiful, that ring of fire. But I woke up this morning thinking about the eclipse, and I know astrologers would have all kinds of things to say about the new moon energy and all that, but for me, if the moon represents the feminine, it only reflects light, and the sun represents the masculine, that full solar eclipse is when the light of the masculine is hidden behind the feminine, and it's an invitation to be still, to be quiet, to go within. And I think that the universe has issued that invitation for us, not just yesterday, was that when the eclipse was? I forget. But for this whole week, to honor that feminine receptivity vis-a-vis the active principle, the light that God is. It's a beautiful thought, I think. So, sometimes we just don't, anybody ever not trust your intuition and then realize, what was I thinking? You know, because the signs are there. Csl Rv, in the book we're using this for this series, it's called It's Not Your Money, Learning to Follow Divine Guidance, or something like that. I don't have it quite right. She tells the story. She was once involved in a spiritual group that had a lot of rules and regulations, from how, you know, what you should eat to what you should wear to the music you should listen to. And one of the steadfast rules was never wear black, because black darkens your heart. So she, being a former New Yorker, said she had a wardrobe full of black clothing. I'd wear it, except it's not my color scheme, right? She let go all her black clothes that she loved and adored. And then one day, she's in New York on the subway, and she sees a group of Zen monks, and they're all dressed in black robes. And she goes, I'm sure their hearts aren't darkened. So she goes out and she buys more black, beautiful clothes and goes home and just feels at home and like she's expressing who she came to be. And the lesson, of course, was, who the heck is somebody else to tell you what color you should or shouldn't wear, what music you should or shouldn't listen to? We need to trust our own inner voice. And that's when we're happy. That's when we're at peace. That's when we're fully expressed. So this idea of F.R.O.G, fully rely on God. How do we know whether it's guidance from our ego or it's guidance from the divine presence? That's tricky sometimes. At least it can feel tricky. I think signs are always present, but again, just like we have to tune into the God channel to hear guidance, we have to be open to seeing and recognizing signs when they're there. We all tend to have different ways of receiving guidance. We can all receive it in all the different ways, but some of us are more apt to see an image or symbol and recognize it, clairvoyance. Some are apt to hear. I've had times in my life I've shared with you where I've heard the voice of God or the voice from within, clear audience. Sometimes clairsentience, we just feel in our bones that something's true or we need to do something. And then there's just clear cognizance, that we just know that we know that we know. One time, it was 2013, I was in the middle of I was toward the end of ministerial school, and my dear mom was in the process of making her transition. And she died right as I was in the middle of my comprehensive exams. And my sister and I were both heartbroken. We had only had 6 months with her living actually in the same town with us after living across the country for years and years and years. It was a really sad time. And I was also taking a class that in ministerial school that talked about numinous experiences, which are experiences that are transcendent, experiences of the divine that you can't explain, that are awe-inspiring. And one morning, shortly after she died, I was walking my dog Cinder in a nearby park. I was living in Huntington Beach, feeling sad, and I looked at a bush, and there was a cobweb in the morning dew shaped exactly in the shape of an angel. It was unmistakable. I took a picture of it, and my thought was, wow, universe, thank you. Mom is right here. She's my angel. I haven't lost her. It was so comforting. But again, you know, if we don't open our eyes and see, or open our ears and hear, we can miss those gentle messages that God always offers. So again, how do we know if it's divine guidance or if it's the ego? I think I've shared with you before that I taught a class once in trusting our intuition. And I realized that, at least in my life, there are 4 ways that help me know that it is indeed a message from the divine. 4 S's, 4 S words. So if it's divine guidance, it tends to come spontaneously, suddenly. It doesn't come after sitting for 2 hours worrying about what to do or discussing it with your partner and worrying. It just comes spontaneous, right? It is usually simple and succinct. It's do this or don't do this. Go to this, you know. It's not a long, rambling explanation. So it's sudden or spontaneous. It's simple or succinct. It tends to be steady. You know, that nagging, if you don't follow guidance, it tends not to let you go. It's like, hello, are you still there? It's persistent. And finally, it's supportive. And what I mean by that is it is for your highest and best good and for everyone else's highest and best good. God will never guide you to be mean to somebody or, do something nasty. Intuition might guide you to set up a boundary with somebody, but always from a kind way. So those 4 S's, if it's succinct, if it's spontaneous, if it's steady, and if it's supportive, chances are it's not your ego talking. It's that spirit, that voice of the divine intelligence within you. We can always ask for guidance. We forget sometimes, but we can always ask. There's a story in the book, Reverend Bonnie will appreciate this. She's teaching the book study on It's Not Your Money. Tosha, the author, Csl Rv, describes a trial lawyer. Her name was Yoshiko. Yoshiko was a very highly successful trial lawyer. She was known for winning even the toughest cases. But she happened to be in the midst of a case that had dragged on for 4 months and it just wasn't going anywhere. And she was desperate. And she was not a praying kind of gal, but she was so frustrated a couple days before another hearing was to happen that she really pretty much got down on her knees and prayed and prayed and prayed for some guidance or a sign. Suddenly, out of the blue, she was led, seemingly for no reason, to her bookshelf in her office and reached for one of the law books that she had, put it on the desk, just let it fall open, closed her eyes, put her hand on the page, and then read the passage that her finger lay upon. And after 4 months of struggle, it was the exact argument that she needed to win the case. And she won. It doesn't always happen so neatly. It doesn't always happen immediately, but it happens. God answers. We need to ask sometimes. So Tosha talks about praying. She talks about casting the burden. A couple weeks ago, we talked about making a God box and putting, everything that's worrying you or everything you need help with, writing it on a piece of paper, putting it in the God box and letting it go. Praying, casting the burden, and offering to the divine whatever you can't figure out with your own mind. There's another psalm that I like, chapter 55, verse 22. Cast your burden on the Lord, and he will sustain you. Cast your burden on the divine. It will sustain, guide, lift you. I remembered preparing the talk, an experience I had way back when my daughter Krista was about 10 or 11. I was driving my husband's 1960-something Lincoln Continental classic car up to Sedona, where we had another home. This is in Arizona. And the route from Phoenix to Sedona is very mountainous. And I was driving with Krista in the back seat and her best friend Stacy. They were 11 or 12. And the car stalled. And this car was beautiful and fun. It had the suicide doors, But boy, when it stalled, it got something called vapor lock, and you couldn't get it to start again. So there we are. There's no cell service because we're in the mountains. I managed to pull off the side of the road, luckily, because in some areas there wasn't a place to pull off. And I start to pray, okay, God, I've got these 2 young girls here. I need some help. And the first thing that happened, shortly after we stalled, was this big rig truck pulled up. And he stopped, and he invited us to get in the cab, and I was just about to do that. And he was probably fine, and he was sweet to stop, but something in me was just, I have these 2 young girls. I'm not sure I want to get in this big truck with this strange guy. And just before I actually stepped up, another woman pulled up. A middle-aged woman in a sedan, and she said, "Can I give you a lift?" And so I thanked the truck driver, hoping he wouldn't be offended. And we climbed into the car with the woman, and she drove us to the place where we could make a phone call and get help. But again, ask and you shall receive. Yeah, it was beautiful. Csl Rv also talks in the book about divine decoys and the cosmic clock. So very briefly, sometimes we pray for something, whatever it is we need, a new job, a relationship, the resolution of a health issue, and it appears that our prayer was answered, but then it wasn't. The relationship disappears, or the health issue returns, or the job we think we had doesn't come through. And she calls it a divine decoy because it could be just a reminder that something can happen really quickly and something's waiting for us, but this just wasn't quite the right thing. So again, it's a call to trust. It's a call to remember. She calls it a test. I don't think God tests us, but I think God trains us to let go of our own timetable, let go of our own fears, and trust that we are provided, that we are always in the divine flow. So the cosmic clock is the perfect divine timing, which is always there. We just sometimes think we have our own idea. Anybody have your own idea of when something should happen? And sometimes when the other job comes or the other house you wanted to buy comes, it turns out to be absolutely perfect because the divine intelligence knew all along what was best, even though we couldn't see it. So to summarize, F.R.O.G, fully rely on God, the source of all our good, not our investments, not our job, not our trust fund, not our special relationship. All of those things may be good, but they are not the source of our good. Knowing that guidance is always available, if we ask, if we surrender, if we offer, we can have the peace of mind to live in that divine flow. And remember to have our ears and eyes open for signs, to trust them, to follow the guidance. I wanted to read from you because this morning I thought to check the Revealing Word, which is Charles Fillmore's metaphysical dictionary, if you will. Charles Fillmore being the founder, along with his wife Myrtle, of Unity Center for, not Unity Center for Spiritual Living, that's on my head, Unity Church. And he wrote so much the same thing that Ernest said. So just a reminder, intuition he defines as inner knowing, that immanent presence within us, the immediate apprehension of spiritual truth without resort to intellectual means, the same thing Holmes said, the wisdom of the heart, it is very much surer in guidance than the head. When one trusts spirit and looks to it for understanding, a certain confidence in the invisible develops. Through the power of intuition, we have direct access to all knowledge and the wisdom of God. Beautiful reminder. So I want to close today with a little meditation from the book, which I left in my bag here. This is a meditation for courage. Jesse's going to do a little background music for us. So I'm going to invite you to enjoy this. Close your eyes if that's comfortable. Get as comfortable in that seat as you can. Take a couple deep breaths. Breathing in divine good, breathing out any concerns, any worries, any thought of lack. Feeling that presence all around us that is always enveloping us, guiding us, supplying us, speaking to us in many different ways. So just focusing for a moment on the breath. Breathing in calming energy. And breathing out, once again, any worries, any fears. Imagine you're somewhere in nature that feels wonderful. Might be at the ocean or in a forest, or somewhere else that feels healing to you. In weather that is supportive, that you love. If you love the sun, let it come in your mind's eye. If you love the winds, so imagine a windy day. Then you can pray to this force of love that encompasses everything, including you. You can say, I am ready. Fill me with divine courage. Fill me with divine confidence. As you continue to breathe in deeply and breathe out, give me the ability to act when it's time to act, and patience when it's time to wait. Fill me with faith. Fill me with trust. Let these divine qualities come. You might even open your hands to the sky and say, I am ready. Fill me with your divine confidence. May I learn to honor what I truly need instead of everyone else's opinion. May I listen inside to your perfect divine voice. Feel for a moment energy pouring into you. It's always been your birthright. You can pray for it to be available whenever you need. Fill me with your courage and confidence. Free me from the prison of my small self and let the right actions arise at the right time. You may hear a few words on the inside as you do this. You may see an image, or this might happen later today as you've made this invitation. And just take another few deep breaths, secure that you are held in almighty, loving arms, always, always supplied, always guided, always loved. Breathing in and breathing out. Knowing you may always return here and issue this invitation for divine courage, divine confidence. For now, as you're ready, slowly bring your attention back into this sanctuary. Take a moment to remember anything you may have heard or experienced, giving thanks to know this presence is ever available to each one of us. Let's go into prayer. So many names this presence, this power goes by. The almighty, infinite presence of love, of intelligence, of peace, that peace that passeth all human understanding, that perfect life, wholeness, freedom, joy, so much more than I or any of us in our human mind can truly understand or encompass. I know it as my source, as the source of all of life. I know it as all good, ever present, all knowing. And I know I can never be separate from that which God is. Not only is it transcendent all around, it's within me, within each of us. Loving, guiding, nurturing. And so as we recognize this presence, I choose to recognize it right now as fully present in the Middle East as war rages between God's people, between children of the Most High, between family members. Knowing that God is not absent, and that as we focus, all of us, on peace, on truth, on our oneness, we help bring about a healing, not only for the Middle East, but for anywhere there is conflict, be it between nations, be it between family members, neighbors. For the truth with a capital T, the reality with a capital R of being with a capital B is oneness, is connection, is that we truly can lean on the divine and rely not on our own individual human egoic understanding, and that indeed God guides our paths. So grateful to know this, so grateful for our teachers in both unity and science of mind, so grateful for all the faith traditions that teach God as all, that teach God as peace. So we bless everyone this morning, whether they worship in an ashram, a mosque, a temple, a church, a yoga mat, out in the forest, knowing there is only one God, many paths, we are one. And so in gratitude to be here with you all, I release this word knowing it is heard, it is answered already in the mind of the divine, and we say together, and so it is. Amen.
I feel really good after that. Thank you, Rev. It's a little song about letting go and frogging, if you will. Sometimes it feels like my heart is stuck in a revolving door. It can get me down so much, I don't even want to mess with it anymore. Oh, that too familiar feeling, oh, I know it well, but I don't let it get too far. No, I'm too good at staying cool now. Yes, I am learning the art, and I'm getting good at letting go, yeah. I'm getting good at giving it over, 'cause I know it ain't in my hands. Oh, I'm getting good at letting go, yeah. Getting good at giving it over, 'cause I know, though I do not understand, my soul's always got something better planned. And when the shadow comes creeping in like a thief from my past, I turn on the light by remembering only my soul knows my path. And I'm getting good at letting go, yeah. Getting good at giving it over, 'cause I know it ain't in my hands. So I'm getting good at letting go, yeah. Getting good at giving it over, 'cause I know, though I do not understand, my soul's always got something better planned. And I am unburdened, yes, I am free when I believe. Hey. If I just keep trusting, if I keep the faith, I know I'll see. When I let go, and I know when I let go, and I know that my soul's always God. Yes, my soul's always God. Oh, my soul's always got something better planned. Something better is coming along. Always, in all ways, if we just trust and relax and sit back. And that's what we're doing this morning. All together, something better, something better.
Jesse Powers. The power of Jesse Powers. How perfect, Jesse.
Thanks.
Did you write that song for this talk?
I didn't
Oh.
for this talk, but I wrote it for another
It,
talk.
it was perfect. Absolutely perfect. Thank you so much. We are so blessed to have you here. It's time now for our offering, our tithes and offerings. I'm going to invite our ushers to come on forward if you would. And you may give, if you're watching us online, you may go to our website, cslrogvalley.org, and click on Donate Pay. We so appreciate all the donations we've gotten both online, and some of you give online. So be free to bless the basket if that's what you do, if you're not putting something physically in today. You know, I did a little research recently, and I realized that not only do we have 60-something people here on Sunday usually, but we have about 40 people watching online as well, either on our YouTube channel or on Facebook. So if you're, so thank you all for watching. And if you ever can't make it in person, know that there's an option there to watch us virtually. So if you would repeat after me, please, our giving affirmation. Graciously I give.
Graciously I give.
From a place of love.
From a place of love.
Knowing that as I give.
Knowing that as I give.
So do I richly receive.
So do I richly receive.
And so it is.
So it is.
So it is.
I am so blessed.
I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed.
I am so grateful.
I am so blessed.
Indeed we are. So before we bring Liz Cravens up to deliver most of our announcements, I had two late-breaking announcement requests. Reverend Stephanie Clark, raise your hand, please. She will be giving a talk at Rogue Valley Metaphysical Library in Ashland this Tuesday evening at 7 p.m. The title is Spirituality and ETs, Busting the Taboo. Admission is free. Jordan Pease, raise your hand. Here's the director and CEO, or I guess ED, Executive Director of Metaphysical Library. So I invite you to go and listen to our own Reverend Steph. And Rowan, Alec, come on up. I don't give everybody this opportunity, but one of our teens made a request, and I said yes, because I always say yes to our teens. What's going on, Rowan?
Hi, my name is Rowan Alec. I've been going to youth service here since like 2018, and I'm also part of the Ashland High School snowboard team. And our team, every year, we go to Mount Shasta, we go to Mount Bachelor, we go to Mount Hood for contests and for trips. And resales are a really big part of that. And last year, resales went super, super well from all the generous support. So I'm back again this year, selling more wreaths. And
Christmas wreaths, yes?
Yeah, holiday Christmas wreaths. And if you'd like to help support our team go to these great places this year, I will be in the hall after service selling more wreaths, or pre-orders. So they'll be delivered like early November. So,
And
yeah.
what's the cost, sweetie?
27 for without a bow and 32 with a bow. They're really nice wreaths. So thank you.
They really are. I get one every year. Yeah, thank you, Rowan. They're live wreaths, so they give you that pretty Christmassy smell, even if you don't have a live tree inside. Okay, I think that's it. Liz, come on up.
We did not coordinate.
Oh, wow, look. It's fall after all, right?
Yes, this is so true. Okay, how are you all doing? All you beautiful people. Great. So we've got, let's see, the fabulous Jessie Powers. Thank you for being here. So much gratitude for that. And again, she's doing a house concert fundraiser today, so it's from 4 to 6 p.m. Not 2 to 4, but 4 to 6 p.m. This afternoon. And the weather's good, so the concert will be outside, and there'll be some more seats available. The tickets are $20 on sale after the service in Bosworth Hall, so please take advantage of that. And then Kathy Green has an announcement. Do you want to come up? And she'll talk about her Smart Read program, which sounds incredibly awesome.
Give her the mic, yeah.
Okay, we're going to have someone here today to explain the details of Smart Read. It's not a training today. It's just telling you what's going on so that you can decide if you want to participate or not in reading to elementary school kids. And I also want to sneak in another announcement, Meetup. I'm back on my feet, woohoo! And there hasn't been much all summer because I've been busy healing. And so we're going to have a triple celebration. First off, we're going to celebrate Blue Lightning. I love to dance. I'm back in dancing, and I'll be dancing, and hopefully you join us. Second of all, we're going to see Jean. Jean has got an art show. Is she here? She's got an art show there that we can enjoy.
This is Belfiore Winery.
Belfiore Winery in Ashland. Beautiful place. So we're going to go there. It's going to be so beautiful. It's going to be so fun. And also, the third thing is,
When?
It is the 29th. The 29th, yes, the 29th at what time? Wait, see, I wrote it down.
Check the newsletter.
Jean Hannah's art show, the 29th at 4:30 to 7. So the third thing is it's going to be my birthday. Yay! And I'm going to celebrate the turning where I have 2 years left of my 60s. And I'm so, wise. So come and dance with us. It's also Halloween. I love that about my birthday. So after church today, at 12 o'clock, we're going to have somebody from the reading program come and explain it to us. And then on the 29th, we're going to go dancing. Cool?
Sweet. Thank you. Okay, so we'll finish up here. So men's group meets tomorrow at 1, and then the women's drumming circle is at 7 p.m., so please take advantage of that. Our community singing circle meets from 6 to 8 p.m. on the 1st and the 3rd Thursdays here at the CSL Center. So please come this Thursday and take part. And then there's a love offering for that from just $1 to $15. So you're encouraged to come, and the love offering is encouraged but not required. You can still sign up for our weekly e-newsletter here in Bosworth Hall, or you can email us at cslroguevalley@gmail.com. And you can submit prayer requests in our prayer box at the back of the sanctuary, in the Unity prayer box, or
Bosworth Hall.
Bosworth Hall. So, and then our website, which you can sign up for or look at, is www.cslroguevalley.org. And we invite you to stay for coffee and also to have soup in Bosworth Hall after the service. So thank you.
Can I make a
Thank you so much.
shameless-
I'm going to, Jesse. So the other thing you got to check out in Bosworth Hall, how many of you would like to take Jesse home with you?
Not in real life. That's not allowed. That's illegal.
She has CDs and other merch available, some T-shirts in Bosworth Hall. So, it's so lovely to support our musicians. It's harder these days with Spotify and everything else to be compensated for the amazing talent and the amazing gifts that our artists have. So please support Jesse and buy a ticket and come to this concert. It's going to be so fun this afternoon. All right, I'm going to take a deep breath. We're going to turn it over to the musicians for our closing song. Before we do, I would like to invite our practitioners and ministers to come forward. As always, they are available after service for a 5-minute miracle. Please don't leave with a heavy heart. If there's something you would like prayer for, they are honored and delighted to sit with you and to know spiritual truth for you right here, right now. And I'm going to encourage you to say the benediction after me. Something wonderful is happening to me right now.
Something wonderful is happening to me right now.
Something wonderful is happening through me right now.
Right now.
It is this thing called life.
It's this thing called life.
Life is in my mind.
Life is in my mind.
Life is in my body.
Life is in my body.
Life is in my affairs.
Life is in my affairs.
I accept it. I bless it. I claim it.
I accept it. I bless it. I claim it.
Just as it appears,
Just as it appears.
and just as it appears not.
Just as it appears not.
Thank you, life.
Thank you, life.
And so it is.
So it is.
Y'all know this song, Eddie Watkins Jr. Take a look at the person next to you.
Look at the person next to you.
Say God loves you and I love you too.
God loves you and I love you too.
Feel the love in the sanctuary.
Feel the love in the sanctuary.
Raise your voice and repeat after me.
Yeah.
We come together.
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 We come together in the name of love.
We come together.
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 We come together in the name of love.
Take a look at the person next to you.
Take a look at the person next to you.
Say namaste, I bow to you.
Namaste, I bow
name of, do it again, we come together.